Hi and welcome to another examples video. So for this video we are looking at reviewing tables of values and graphing linear relations. So that's when you've been given a y equals x plus 2 like you see here, or something like that. So these are pretty nice. They're not evil, which is good. We like not evil here. So for the first thing it says for this example, we've got using -3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3. What that means, well, it looks like a whole bunch of mumble jumble. This just means for our table of values, we're going to use the range -3 to 3. So all numbers in between those two numbers. So that's pretty nice. So at least they've told us what we need to use. So reading the rest of this says, construct a table of values and plot a graph for these linear relations. So we have a look at our first one here. We've got y equals x plus 2. So with all the x values up the top, wherever there's an x, we just replace x. So for example, here I've got my y equals, and so instead of x, I'm going to put -3 plus 2, which is going to give me -1. I'm going to put that down there, and I'm going to do this for a few of them and see if I can get a pattern. So now I'm going to move on to -2. So -2 plus 2 gives me 0. Alright, I'm going to do one more and see if I can see a pattern. So then I'm going to do my -1 plus 2 is going to give me 1. So if you see this, we're going up by ones every time. So that means that's going to be 2, 3, 4, and 5. So then I go down to my graph. Alright, and we're going to plot it. So this graph has, if you look along my x-axis, that's -1, that's 1, 2, 3, -1, 2, 3. So we've used our x value range that we've been told, and then I've drawn my y-axis by looking at what was my highest number and what was my lowest. So my highest was 5, so I went up to 5, and my lowest was -1. So from here, if we zoom out a little bit, I'm going to plot some of these points, and we then connect them with a nice straight line. So our first one was at -3, -1. So about here on my graph. Then at -2, 0. So that means it's on the axis. Okay, so then our next one is at -1, 1. So here. So we're not ending up quite, it should be straight, but I've gotten a little bit of it out of the line here. So there and there. Okay, so then we've got 0 and 2 and so on. So what that means is now we can actually draw a straight line, and that will have the rest of my points when they line up nicely. Okay, because then you would have your 5, 3 up there. So there's that first one. So that's the quick way to do it. Draw a couple of points, connect them. Alright, so let's go on to our next one. So we've got y equals -2x plus 2. So I'm going to use the same strategy here. Wherever there's an x, I'm going to replace. I'm going to do the first 3. So I'm going to go -2 times -3 plus 2. So negative times a negative gives me a positive. So I've got 6 plus 2 equals 8. Fill that in here. Okay, so then I've got -2 times -2, which is 4, plus 2 gives me 6. And let's do another one. So I should have -2 times -1 plus 2, which is going to give me 4. Okay, so if you look at this one, it's actually going down by 2's every time. So that means this one would be 2, 0, -2, and then -4. Okay, so that will help you build your range on your graph. So I should be going to 3 here and -3 there. So when I go to do this, let's do my first point at -3, 8. So that is at about this point here. Okay, then we should have -2, 6. And then -1, 4. So that should be about here. Okay, and then at 0, it should be at 2. So these are already connecting to give me my nice straight line that I want. Okay, even if my line is not quite lining up as it should, but when you've done it on grid paper, it works better. So that is how we fill in a table of values and plot their graphs. Thank you for watching.